I'm here with Allison, Iraheta, and Matthew Hager, collectively known as Halo Circus. Guys, welcome to Akron.
Thank you. We love it.
We do love it.
I've been listening to Halo's Bunny all week. I love Nothing at All and Desire.
Thank you.
I love it all, but those are my favorites. And Band-Aid.
Thank you.
All right. Well, my first question is for you, Allison. Your time on American Idol. Do you have any interesting stories from that time period? Like,
if I remember, it's funny. I was remembering one moment because of being in this room and in this mirror. I was left alone here. You guys went to get some drinks earlier, and it felt a little spooky. Like I heard some noises coming from that corner. So when we were living in the mansion, and we talked about this, the mansion was haunted. So I remembered a moment where Megan saw a ghost in the mirror, and we called him or it or her Phyllis, and that was a good moment. I just remembered that being here, so that's the first thing that came to mind.
That's cool. I love that story.
But I had a lot of great moments on that show and tour.
And like
If you ever want me, well, come on and cry, baby. Cry, baby. Cry, baby. Oh, honey, won't come back home.
And like I was talking about before, your performance of Crybaby and Slow Ride with Adam, like Final Four, and like you were eliminated, like a lot of shock. But yet, like it's one of the best performances of your life.
Oh, thank you. That's huge. Thank you so much.
I haven't watched tonight's performance, so. So what was the story behind choosing Crybaby?
Well, the story behind choosing Crybaby is that I was the only one that wanted to do it. No one wanted me to do that song. Everyone suggested Somebody to Love by Jefferson Airplane. And I guess I was really connected to Janis Joplin growing up, and I really wanted to do that song, and I was even mentally prepared to be eliminated because it was the song that no one wanted me to do. But I was just, I really wanted to do it, and it was one of those moments where I know Simon and I got some pretty rough. You can come in. I got some rough feedback from the judges, but after I did that song, I remember shortly after that Simon came up to me and apologized, which is something that no one expects, and said that he saw the video again and loved the performance, which was beyond sweet and incredible of him.
Wow.
And yeah, to this day, I have people coming up to me and telling me how much they love that performance, and it means a lot because it was really hard. My mom didn't want me to do it. I was breaking all kinds of rules. I was 16
Well, you're an artist. You stuck to your guts.
And it's crazy, and it's crazy that I have people like you coming up to me and telling me that it was great. So yeah.
All right. Well, my next question. As you heard, Despacito was number one on Billboard charts, hit number one on Billboard charts. First time a Spanish language song hit number one on the charts since the Macarena. Only other song besides Macarena was La Bamba.
Did you say Despacito?
Uh-huh.
Which one?
The remix with Bieber.
Oh, okay.
Is there any like collaborations with any artists that you would like to do? Like,
Oh my gosh. Well, we did. Here's the crazy thing. We did Paul Williams. We were able to write with Paul Williams,
Unheard of.
which was unbelievable because he was a childhood hero of mine and a childhood hero of his, and that's pretty random. He wrote Rainbow Connection, wrote for the Carpenters.
nice.
He was in and did the music for Phantom of the Paradise. Bugsy Malone.
Had many hits of his own. Was an amazing. He's just a real artist and real songwriter.
You don't understand. I was obsessed with him, and I tweeted him when we had just released Gone, right? I tweeted him, and then he responded on Twitter in Spanish because he had heard Yo Me Voy and liked it, and that's how we wrote, which is unbelievable. We got to write with John Taylor, but we have some other. We've been wanting to write with some other people, right? Like,
Well, Julieta Venegas, he started talking Spanish.
Yeah.
It's a hero of hers.
Julieta Venegas.
For years, we covered one of her songs, but I think collaboration between the two of you would be insane.
That would be a dream come true. Yeah.
So, Julieta, if you're watching,
the video for Desire, I read the notes, the description of it. Shot in Boyle Heights.
Yeah, downtown LA, Boyle Heights.
By Nick Egan. And you in that white t-shirt with the immigrant sash. And I researched into Boyle Heights. Also going on around the time that you guys shot the video there was a story about gentrification of Boyle Heights. What was any of that inspiration for the guerrilla style video?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when you drive through those areas, when you grow up in an area like South Central, I grew up in South LA, and then when you're introduced to other areas in Beverly Hills, the prettier parts of LA, it really it makes you see just how closed off and separated we all are. There's no grass in South LA in the sidewalks. It's mostly concrete. So it played a huge part. It's a conversation that's still going, and I think it takes more of us to let those people that haven't been on that side of town aware that this exists, and then to also allow the people that are living in these places, the hood, to know that there's more out there on the other side of the freeway.
The problem with gentrification is great if it included everybody.
Right.
But what
Right.
happens
It
is
doesn't
you have, you create a neighborhood where the underprivileged live, where they reside, and then people start moving in and they started, changing things and making things better, but they force everyone out.
Mm-hmm.
So, it leaves people without homes. It takes a big eraser to culture, and one of the things that we wanted to point out in the video, which thanks to Nick Egan, who's a genius, is these beautiful murals that are all over the place.
I love those, seeing those.
And they tell a story. I mean, it's almost like, if you think of it like the Egyptian paintings on the walls. These tell us the stories of who lived there for decades, and their stories are starting to fade because of gentrification.